How to create a SharePoint calendar. In this video, we're going to set up a SharePoint calendar from scratch. Navigate to the team where you want to set up your calendars. In a channel, select Shared. Select the three dots, ellipses, for more options and then open in SharePoint. SharePoint will open in a browser. From the left side menu, select Site Contents. Even if your team isn't new, it's a good idea to check the settings are the correct time zone. To do this, select the Site Settings cog in the top right. Select Regional Settings and then locate the correct time zone, Adelaide, and the correct locale, English Australia. Once we've changed these settings or confirmed they're correct, select Site Contents again. Select the New button and then select App. The Calendar app is found under the Classic experience. Select the hyperlink in the top paragraph to access the Classic experience. You'll now see all the SharePoint apps you can add. Type Calendar in the search box to find the Calendar app. Select the app to create a calendar. Give your calendar a name. This is going to be my meeting room bookings calendar. The first calendar I'm creating is what you call a parent calendar. This calendar is going to have several other calendars overlaid and shown over the top, so that in this example, people will see all the available meeting rooms and whether they've been booked. Select Create to continue. Now I've got 3 meeting rooms, so I'm going to go ahead and repeat this for each of the rooms I want to create a calendar for. Select New App, Classic Experience, search for Calendar, and name the calendar. When you select a calendar, they will default to a month view. If you want a week view, you need to right-click on the calendar and select Settings. In the settings, scroll down to where it says Views and then Calendar. You can then change the default scope from month to a week. Scroll down and select OK. If you'd like to leave your calendar in a month view, don't worry about changing these settings. Repeat this for all your calendars. This meeting room's booking calendar is my parent calendar, and to add additional calendars to it, I need to select the calendar ribbon in the top and then select Calendar Overlay. In the Overlay settings, select New Calendar. Select the Resolve button to see all the calendars created within that team. Select one of the calendars you want to appear from the drop-down list. Type in a name and select a colour. Note dark teal, the second option, is reserved for the calendar you're currently in, the active calendar, and should be avoided. When you're ready, select OK. Repeat this for each calendar you want to appear overlaid in your parent calendar. To return to that calendar, select Site Contents or Recent and then select your parent calendar. To add a return button from each child calendar, in this case my meeting rooms, select the calendar, select the calendar ribbon, and then select the calendar overlay setting again. Again, resolve the URL to get the list of calendars, and this time select the parent calendar from the drop-down. In the name field, instead of just typing the name of the calendar, type back to or return to and then the name of the parent calendar. Make sure your colour choice is consistent and and repeat this for each of the child calendars. Now you can easily switch between the calendars. The last thing you might wish to do is to restrict the editing permissions for each calendar. It's advisable to make your parent calendar read-only to stop people accidentally making an event in this calendar. Select the calendar ribbon, select List Settings, select Permissions for this list, select Stop Inheriting Permissions and select OK. You can then select the team members group and select Edit User Permissions. Untick the Edit box and select Read. You might need to let the owners of the team know that they still have edit permissions and need to make sure they're in the correct calendar before making an event. You might also want to change the permissions in each child calendar so that only people who create an event can edit or delete them. To do this, select each child calendar, select the calendar ribbon and then select List Settings. Select Advanced Settings, change the option under Create and Edit Access to create items and edit items that were created by users. Note again, team owners still have full editing permissions regardless of whether this setting is changed. To make your calendar more accessible, you can add it as a tab in Teams. To do this, copy the web address of the parent calendar. Back in Teams, choose the channel where you'd like to add the calendar as a tab. Select the plus button to add a tab. Select Apps and then select Website. Give your tab a name. It could be as simple as Calendar and paste in the URL. Untick the button that says Post to this channel about the tab and select Save. If prompted, select the account you'd like to view the calendar with. This should be your @schools email. The calendar will now display directly within Teams and people can create events.